Hi friends. However rich you will become, however big house or car you will purchase, if you are sick or your health is not good, you cannot take pleasure of those things. Now, the point is, how will you become healthy? Well, you already know this. To become healthy and fit, you need to do three things: eat healthy, take enough rest, and exercise. To be healthy, we should eat healthy, right? But from time to time, we hear about the use of hard chemicals and pesticides on our fruits and vegetables. It can be a real danger if we consume such things. So, how will you eat the right food? Well, the best way out can be planting your own. This video is in collaboration with Swap to Green. If you love plants or gardening, you should definitely check out their channel, link for which you will find in the description. In this channel, you will find the best way to grow plants at your home. According to their channel, it's a whole culture of care for the environment. It's a silent pledge to make small changes that lead to a big difference. In this video, we will include information from both our channels and will tell you the best ways to grow plants in your garden step by step. So now, let's begin. Part 1: How to buy plants. If possible, buy your houseplant from a nursery or garden center where it will have been properly cared for. Here are a few things to consider when choosing a houseplant, including how to get it home without killing it. Shape. Ensure that the plant has a good shape. Look for a bushy plants and avoid those that are laggy or spindly. Compost. Test the compost to see if it's moist. It should not be soggy or very dry, as these are the signs that the plant may not have been watered properly. Roots. If there are lots of roots visible on top of the compost and underneath the bottom of the pot, the plant is pot bound or root bound. Avoid these plants as they will have been struggling to thrive and so won't be in peak condition. Flowering plants. When choosing a flowering plant, make sure it has both flowers and buds. Plants with buds will last longer as these buds will open and replace older, fading flowers. Avoid plants with only tightly closed buds as these may not open when you get the plant home. Wrap it up. Spring or summer is the best time to buy a house plant as the weather is often milder and the plant won't be too shocked by the sudden change in temperature and location. If you are buying a plant in winter when it is cold, be sure to wrap it up when taking it home as the sudden change in temperature can cause the buds or leaves to fall off some plants or even kill others. Poinsettias are particularly vulnerable to the cold. Condition. Check that the leaves are fresh and have a good color with no signs of browning or yellowing. Pests and diseases. Look for the signs of pests or diseases, making sure to check the undersides of the leaves.
Number 2. How to pot it and place it. At home, transfer your houseplants into a pot that has drainage holes and also find a good place for it.
Potting is easy. You may put the plastic pot inside more ornamental pots. The important point is the inner pot should have holes or water collects at the bottom and the roots start rotting. When placing the pot, remember factors like temperature, light and humidity. Take the plant's needs into consideration, not yours, and decide on the location. Temperature. Warm during the day, cooler at night. Plants like ivy and cyclamen prefer lower temperatures. Avoid keeping plants near radiators, air conditioners, windowsills and behind curtains.
Light. Some plants need more light than others, but make sure to avoid direct sunlight. Ideally, place the plant about 3 feet from the window.
Humidity. Most houseplants need more humidity than is available indoors. So take a tray that's the same width as the plant and fill it with pebbles or gravel. Pour water till the level is just below the top of the pebbles. Place the plant on it. As the water evaporates, it creates humidity.
How do you know if your plant needs humidity? Look for signs like brown leaf tips. Grouping your plants together also increases humidity.
Part 3: How to water your plants. Incorrect watering is the main reason that houseplants die, particularly overwatering. Here are the best methods to water healthy plants and save wilted ones. How to water it? Most plants can be watered from above. If your plants has hairy leaves, however, or the foliage covers the compost, water it from below to avoid splashing the leaves. Orchids can be dipped and drained. It allows their coarse compost to absorb the right amount of water. Water your plants with tepid water so that the water temperature doesn't shock them. It's also worth leaving a bucket outside, if possible, to collect rainwater. Some plants, such as bromeliads, prefer it as they are sensitive to the chemicals in hard tap water. How to water? Here are some things to consider when working out whether your plant needs watering and how much water to give it. Overwatering is the number one cause of houseplant death, but be sure not to underwater it either. From above, for most plants, use a thin, long necked watering can so that the spout can reach the compost easily. Water around the base of the plant so that the compost is evenly moist and allow the excess water to drain away. From below, use this method to avoid splashing the leaves, which will create ugly marks and lead to the leaves rotting. Stand the pot in a saucer of water for around 30 minutes. Drain any excess water from the saucer. Dip and drain. A good technique for watering orchids. Place the pot in a container of tepid water and leave it to stand for around 10 minutes. Let it drain thoroughly. Don't water to a timetable. Get to know your plant's needs instead. Most plants only need watering when the top 1 to 2 cm of compost is dry. Gently poke your finger into the soil to test it. If a russet of leaves is covering the compost, go by the weight of the pot. A very light pot will have a dry compost. Aim to make the compost moist, but not wet. Most houseplants hate sitting in soggy compost, so always let excess water drain away. Compost in terracotta pots dries out more quickly than that in plastic or ceramic pots. This is because terracotta is a porous material. Most plants need less water in winter as they are not actively growing. Some plants need this period of winter rest to reflower. Feed it and love it. You need to do more than just water your plant to keep it alive. Most plants need feeding too. It's also worth spending a few minutes each week examining and grooming your plant. It will thrive on your attention. Feeding. All plants need food to thrive. Carnivorous plants capture prey to feed on, but most houseplants will need to be fed. You should start feeding your plant a few weeks after you get it home, or around a couple of months after it has been repotted. In spring and summer, add a liquid houseplant feed to your watering can, usually around once a month. Be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions and don't be tempted to add extra. Overfeeding can damage the plant. It's best to feed when the compost is already moist. That way, it will reach the roots directly and won't drain away. Alternatively, add slow release pellets or spikes to the compost as a more low maintenance approach. They will release a little food every time you water. Don't feed houseplants in winter unless they are winter flowering. Extra care. Get to know your plant by spending a minute or two every week examining it and making sure it looks good. This is not only an important way to keep it healthy, but will mean you will spot signs of problems more quickly when they occur. Grooming. Remove old leaves and deadhead flowers. This will encourage more blooms and will prevent dead petals from landing on the foliage, causing it to rot. Cleaning. Wipe your plant's leaves, especially those with large leaves, with a clean, damp cloth to keep them dust free, as dust can prevent light getting into the leaves. Furry leaved or pricky plants are best cleaned with soft paintbrush. Inspecting. Prevention is better than cure. If you notice that your plant is looking sticky, check your care regime and look for signs of pests or diseases because they have a chance to cause significant problems.
Part 4. When to repot your plants. When your plant's compost gets exhausted, it's time to repot it. Also, the plants would have overgrown, needing a larger pot.
What are the signs? When you see the roots curling around the edge of the compost. But remember to take the next sized pot, not one that's too large. This causes the compost to be waterlogged. The best time to repot is spring or summer. Guess what? Some plants may look a tad unhappy after repotting, like a pet in a new home. But like the pet again, they get used to their new home and start flourishing. Let's see how to pot on a new plant. All you need is a new pot and fresh compost or potting soil. Water your plant the day before you repot it. It makes it easier to remove and less likely to be shocked by repotting. Add fresh compost or potting soil to the base of the newly slightly larger pot. Holding your pot upside down around the base of the stems, tap it out of its pot. Sit your pot in a new pot, leave space between the surface of the compost and the top of the pot. Add compost around the root ball, firming it gently down. Water your plants, allowing any excess to drain away. And continue to care for it as normal, and your plants will thrive.
These are some of the points from this amazing book. If you want to read about these points or want more details about planting trees, you can read this book. Find the book link in description. If you want me to make any book summary video of your choice, do comment below and let me know. And if you want to know about plants and gardening, don't forget to check Swap to Green channel, link for which you will find in the description. If you enjoyed watching this, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get notified every time I upload a new video. And in the end, thanks for watching.